All right, good afternoon, and I'd like to introduce everybody to Larry Butoff. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Larry.
Yeah, I'm Larry Butoff. I'm from Moultrie, Georgia. I have a truck shop. We work on heavy equipment, and I'm a Schaefer oil rep for the Southeast.
Okay, well, let's talk about a little bit about who you are as a pilot.
I started flying in 1978 and got my private. That's all I've ever done is my private pilots, but I flew from 150s, 172s. Flew a lot. I got a lot of time in a Ronca tail wheel, and I don't know what else.
What else have you been flying lately?
I bought a Mooney. I hadn't flown for a few years. Had some tough times. We bought a Mooney, and we were gonna build an airplane. I was gonna build an RV-7, and we decided to go to Sun and Fun one more time to look at them. I'd already bought the plans to build it because that was one of their requirements. And when we got to Sun and Fun, we seen the Sabre Wing, and that changed everything.
We're live again. All right, Larry, so when did you first see the Sabre Wing, and what were your impressions?
Well, we went to Sun and Fun in 2015 to go look at the RV, and when we seen the Sabre Wing, everything changed. I didn't know. Sorry about the noise. But I didn't know if we should, if I could build a fiberglass composite airplane. I've worked with metal before, but after talking with Bill and everybody there, I decided that I'd give the composite a try. It was a lot faster. I built it in a year and a half, 750 hours, where I think if I was building an RV with the amount of time that I had available to build, I'd probably been in it at least 4 years.
So what drew you to the airplane? Maybe that's my question.
The looks, the sleekness, it just had a really good look.
Okay, and when was the first time you actually got to sit in it and experience it in your decision-making process?
Bill had a meet and greet in Valdosta at his home place over there. They met at the Valdosta airport. He had his Sabre Wing there, and we all met there, and I got to look in it, sit in it, and I didn't fly in it, but and we went to his shop and all visited, and after talking with Bill, that's when I made a decision that this is what we were going to do.
Okay, and how hard was that decision to make for you with everything going on, and especially not having built a composite aircraft before?
Well, I'd already decided that we were going to build an airplane. We were going to build an RV. But once I seen this airplane, there was no more wondering what I wanted to build. I just really loved the way it looked. And then after I bought it, then we got to go for a ride in it. And then I knew I made the right decision.
Okay, Larry, what was your build experience like?
Well, I got my first parts in November. I got my horizontal kit, and I just started on it. Then we went on vacation. I didn't get back till January, and I started building pretty steady every evening after work, and it went really, really fast. And the more it just progressed. It just progressed really easy and really fast. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult, but once I understood how to lay the flocks and line the pieces up, it went really fast.
One of the mottos that Sabre Wing uses for the build process is maximum visual progress. Did you find that to be true during your build?
Yeah, for sure. Once I got the elevator built, then I got my fuselage and the turtle deck, and within just a couple days I had the landing gear on it. It had the seat set in it, was already sitting in it making noises, and it was pretty exciting. And then the whole build went that way. I mean, as soon as you get one part done, you're putting another piece on, and you can just see the transition happen really fast.
So when did the fun part start for you? When you stopped being a little bit scared of actually building and then it was really fun?
As soon as I started building, found out it went together really fast, and I knew I wasn't going to be building for years, and enjoyed it very much, the whole build.
Now, did you make any mistakes along the way?
Oh yeah, I made quite a few mistakes. But the nice thing about composite, I glued parts in the wrong spot. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes, so put things on backwards and could cut it back off and clean it up and re-glue it, and nobody had ever knew anything had ever was wrong.
That's good. So you said that you built it in around 750 hours.
Yes, yeah, it took about 750 hours. Built pretty much every day after work, from 6, 7 o'clock at night till midnight, 1 o'clock sometimes. But I wanted to get it done, and Bill was a lot of help as far as telling what to do, what not to do, and everything progressed really fast.
Now you're the first builders Sabre Wing to be flying. Without having other people come in before you, how difficult did you find that? Or did you have enough information to do what you needed to do?
Yeah, a lot of it's pretty self-explanatory. I've never built an airplane before, and I think I got ahead of Bill's instructions a little bit, and I had to call him once in a while to make sure I was gluing my pieces in the right spot. But it was pretty forward. I mean, you didn't have to look at a part and really wonder what it was. You could actually see how it was laid out, and everything was really simple and very easy to understand.
Now you've started in November of 2015.
That's correct.
And when was it flown for the first time?
July 2nd of 2017.
2017.
Yes.
Okay, so a little longer than a year and a half, or right
Yeah.
around a year and a half.
Yeah, but actual build time, because I took off a few times that I didn't build for over a month at a time.
Okay. What was the first flight experience for you in your airplane like?
It was really exhilarating. I had never flown an airplane as slippery and as fast. I rode in Bill's airplane, but I never actually had the controls to take off and land. And I'm glad Bill was there to transition me, because the controls were very, very sensitive, but where you put the airplane, that's where it goes. And I wasn't used to that type of an airplane. I was used to flying in a Ronca where you could move the stick all over the place. And but by the time we did our second flight, it pretty much was natural, and wherever you thought you needed to go, that's where it would go.
So you would recommend a couple hours at least of transition training for anybody building
Yes.
this airplane kit?
Yes, I would. I feel like I can fly pretty good, but I'm glad I flew with Bill and he did my first flights to test the flight, make sure it flew straight, and it flew right off the ground straight, right away. So I was pretty happy about that.
So understand that you're really not a rookie in aviation. Where have you taken the airplane so far? Have you been scared to leave the area, or?
No, we've flown to Oshkosh. We've been all over Florida, all over Georgia. I use it. I also am Iron Planet and field inspector, so I use it flying to Alabama, all over different places. I use it to go to different jobs and see different customers. So it's really efficient and it's fast.
Is it fun?
Yeah, and it's incredibly fun.
Okay, where do you plan to go with it?
We're planning here this summer. We're going to be flying it to Idaho. We're going to go to Oshkosh again, then we'll be going to Idaho. Our grandkids are in Idaho, so we land in Wyoming to get fuel most time, and we got a lot of high elevation strips, so that's going to be our next fun adventure.
Okay, we were talking a little bit about the Sabre Wing and how it flies. What are your impressions now that you've got some time flying it of the airplane, and what kind of things do you like about it?
Well, I really like its handling characteristics. It's kind of like going from driving a Volkswagen to jumping in a Corvette. It's really, the responsiveness is just, you just can't believe how well it flies and how coordinated the turns are and how fast the ailerons, they really, it snaps pretty fast. It's a good flying airplane. One of the things I really like about it, I like to be able to do my own maintenance. And inside the cockpit, I mean, if you take this off here, you can work on behind all your instrumentation. It takes 10 minutes to get the whole airplane tore apart. You don't have to lay underneath rudder pedals to pull wires. You can just stand there. I don't have a very good back, so that really makes life a lot easier. And but other than just a fun airplane to fly, my wife, she really enjoys going with me too. If I'm going flying, I leave her home, she wishes she could come every time.
Is it comfortable?
Oh, it's extremely comfortable. We've gone on flights 3 and 4 hours at a time and don't have any problems as far as back problems or fatigue. It's just very comfortable, and it's quiet inside.
I noticed that you built yours in the Taildragger version. How much Taildragger time did you have before you flew this?
I probably have around 800 hours of tailwheel time. This is actually easier than the Aranca was. As far as Aranca, it seemed like you could ground loop it a lot easier. This is very easy to control as far as a Taildragger.
Have you had it in and out of grass strips yet?
No, I haven't yet, but that's going to be soon.
Okay. How about light aerobatics?
Yes, I've done a few light aerobatics, and it's very responsive, very fun. I'm ready to go to the next level. I just haven't pushed it that far yet. I've got about 94 hours on it right now.
Okay. What kind of changes are you planning to make in the future, or would you do different, let's say, if you built another one?
I'm kind of adventurous. I like to push things a little harder than probably most people. So I would like to go up to probably 160 or 180 horse on the next build. A little more power, a little faster climb. This one with 100 horse by myself, it'll still climb 800 feet a minute. Sometimes we've been as high as 1,100 feet, but generally at 800-900 feet a minute with 100 horsepower and fly about 150 miles an hour, which is pretty darn good for 100 horsepower.
Yeah, especially on an airplane this size.
Yes.
I noticed you've got that new Sensonic prop on it. We'll show that to people here. How is that doing with the 100 horse?
That's doing really well. I get a lot better climb performance. My top speed, the way I got it set right now, is a little bit, I'm probably 4 miles an hour slower, but the climb performance is really a lot better.
And it looks pretty. It matches the airplane.
Yes. And it's very smooth.
Now, would you recommend this kit to other people, and why or why not? Maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Even if you've never built an airplane, even if you're not real mechanically inclined, if you follow the directions, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you can put a model together, you can put this airplane together. I probably, now that I've built this one, I'd do some things different. I'd probably be a little more meticulous because now I've learned how to work fiberglass, and I'd probably have a lot less flaws. But for my first build, I'm very happy.
Yeah, you got to do some special stuff. You got to fly to Oshkosh, and this was your first build, first time ever to Oshkosh, and you were invited to fly in the showcase. What was that like?
Well, that was incredible to be able to taxi up there with the other airplanes in front of all them people and be able to fly the airplane for the first time in front of all them people. It was amazing.
It was a lot of fun to watch you too, because we were there as well. Okay, this is the first build that has been completed for the Sabre Wing line by Azalea Aviation. What was it like working with them? How do you see that company going forward in the future?
When I first got my parts, they didn't have all the molds done, so I didn't get a complete kit. And as I went, they were getting the molds done. It was fun because I got to pioneer a lot of the stuff with them and found out which parts were right, which parts they could improve on, which they did, and so as far as all the parts and working with Bill, we didn't have any really snags. As fast as I was building, Bill pretty much kept me in parts.
And where do you think this line will go in the future if a company maintains its current course?
Well, I think it's going to be one of the top leaders in composite aircraft. It's once somebody flies in it, there's no turning back.
Speaking of that, have you been able to give out any rides, and what are the impressions of pilots?
Every time I give somebody a ride, they're just, I need to get me one of those. They're so ecstatic. It's fun to watch them. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, along with this video, we're going to be showing some of the flybys and stuff that you have done, and the prototype as well, so people can get to enjoy one of the best aspects of it, which is the sound.
Yeah, that's a great sound.
Tell me about that.
It kind of sounds like a P-51 going by. It has a unique sound. You'll know when you hear one of these coming by. You can even hear the little bit of a whistle.
All right, well, thank you, Larry. Do you have any other things you would like to say on your video?
No, other than you guys need to get going and contact Bill and get you a Sabre Wing in line so we can all go places.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
From the school of hard knocks daily, but I ain't nobody's fool. Might seem crazy, I got to justify it. I know you're always gonna be around. Yeah, I know. Whenever I'm in trouble, you're on the double somehow. I wanna be like you. I want you to show me everything. I want the world to be looking at you when they're looking at me. Oh, I wanna be like you. I wanna do all the things that you do. I don't wanna be like any other man. I just wanna be like you. Yes, I do. I'm headed straight for the top. Can't stay